Hi! I am Alicia Iona Denise Chiodulio.
And I am Janine Claire F. Nobleza, and we're both from Grade 10 St. John.
And we will be discussing digital storage involving preserving content locally and on the cloud. Of course, may mga files tayo like pictures, documents, or even apps na somehow gusto nating i-keep. And sa panahon ngayon, yung mga documents, pictures na yan, ay digital copies na. Unlike before na mostly physical copies. And to store those, we need digital storage. And marami na siyang kinds ngayon kasi, di ba, syempre, yung technology natin growing na and marami nang nagagawa na regarding dito. First and foremost, para alam natin yung direction and goals natin for this discussion, here are the objectives. Differentiate the difference between storage and memory. Describe the characteristics of internal hard disks. Describe the benefits of solid-state drives. Identify uses of external hard drives and RAID. Differentiate among various types of memory cards and USB flash drives. Describe the benefits and uses of cloud storage. Describe characteristics and differentiate among types of optical disks. Explain types of enterprise storage. And lastly, identify uses of magnetic stripe cards, smart cards, RFID tags, and NFC tags. And without further ado, let's dig deeper about our topic na. First point is storage. Yung storage medium in technical terms, ito yung nagsusstore and keep ng mga data, information, application, and programs. So, itong storage medium, isa siyang physical device, nahahawakan siya and nakikita. So, we can discover some examples of this storage medium on the following slides. Next naman is yung cloud storage. So, ang pinagkaiba niya lang sa storage medium is yung medium niya, which is through internet and not through physical device, unlike din sa storage medium na nahahawakan and nakikita natin. Dito, through internet lang siya. Pero, besides that aspect, it is accurate pa rin naman and it is also transparent to the user. We can see here the examples of storage. You can see here the USB flash drive, the magnetic storage card, at iba pa. You can pause the video for you to observe this slide. Next is the storage device. It is a hardware which records the data pabalik or pwedeng papunta sa storage media. Tama ang narinig nyo. Pwede siyang pabalik sa storage media o we can call it retrieve. Again, wag tayong malilito. Kapag reading, storage medium to memory. Kapag writing, memory to storage medium. Gets? So, syempre, yung mga storage devices natin, may mga capacity yan. Syempre, hindi naman yan unlimited storage. No matter what we use, may mga capacity yung storage niyan. And technically speaking, yung capacity is yung mga bytes, bilang ng mga bytes na kaya ng isang storage medium. We can see here sa slide yung term and the number of bytes na makikita natin. And siguro, some of this are familiar na kayo kagaya ng gigabyte and terabyte. But some of this, I think, hindi kayo familiar. Like the yottabyte, which approximately has 170 million bytes. Let's move on with the next aspect of storage. But first, what is volatility? Volatility, ito yung nagre-refer sa mga hindi kasiguraduhan na nangyayari because of the changes. O tinatawag din nating risk considering the changes. And considering that definition, pasok dito ang screen display. Bakit? Kasi kapag in-off siya or nawawala yung power niya, nawawala din yung content niya. And kaya natin nakikita dito sa slide yung on and off na figure dahil sa mga ganong circumstances. And ano pa ba yung ibang example ng volatile? Yung volatile, are you familiar with RAM? Yes, RAM. I'm pretty sure you are familiar with RAM. Isa itong example ng volatile. Bakit? Kasi kapag in-off siya or nawawala yung power niya, nawawala din yung content niya. Pero kung may volatile, Ano naman yung mga non-volatile? Isang example nito ay ang storage, which is ang topic natin ngayon. Ang storage dahil kahit nawawala yung power niya or na-off siya, yung device niya, yung device na konektado sa kanya, or yung mismong device niya kahit na-off siya, is nandun pa din yung content niya and hindi mawawala. Makikip siya or masistore. So, ayan, we can see here the screen display. With this illustration, mas maiintindihan natin ito. So, as we can see, as we observe naman siguro, pag gumagamit tayo ng desktop or laptop and in-off natin yung power niya, nawawala yung content niya. Its display is being wiped off. And that's because it is volatile. For this slide naman, contents of RAM ang illustration na nakikita natin. And again, it is volatile. And next is nakikita naman natin dito is yung contents ng storage which is non-volatile kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina. Of course, involved ang time sa storage. This one includes locating an item and isa din yung pagde-deliver ng item from a current location to the designated location, or I can say from the memory to the processor. Now, let's compare storage and memory based on their characteristics, of course. So, memory muna tayo. Memory, it is more expensive pero mas mabilis din naman siya. But it requires screen display and it runs applications while being in use. Pero yung storage naman, on the other hand, hindi niya nire-require ang mga yon while being in use. Pero, mas mabagal siya. Pero, ang mas maganda dito is mas mura din naman siya. Kagaya ng sinabi ko, mas expensive yung memory. Next point worth considering in studying digital storage is the HDD. Ang HDD, which stands for hard disk drives, ay gumagamit ng circular platters or known as circular disks na gumagamit naman ng magnetic particles to store data, instructions, and informations. We can see here the examples of hard disk. And if we observe a little more, makikita natin na mas maliit yung hard disk ng laptop compared to the desktop hard disk. Next is about the storage capacity of the hard disk. Paano nga ba naaayon ang isang kapasidad ng isang hard disk? So first, nagmamatter yung number of platters niya. Second is yung coating naman ito, magnetic coating, take note. Third is yung alignment ng mga platters, if it is longitudinal or perpendicular. And then lastly, naaapektuhan din ng density nito ang kapasidad, or kumbaga nalalaman din yung kapasidad nito based on the density of a hard disk. Let's move on to formatting. Yung formatting, isa siyang process na nagdi-divide ng mga disk. Kapag dinivide mo siya, makaklasify mo siya into tracks and sectors. Yung tracks, yun yung mga wedge shape na nabubuo because of the division ng disk. And yung mga sectors naman, yun yung nabubuong small arcs kapag nahahati yung mga tracks. And then next is yung mga cluster. Yung cluster, maaari siyang mabuo kapag madami na yung sectors. Again, formatting is the process of dividing the disk, and i-divide siya into wedge-shaped sections. Para naman sa characteristics ng hard disk, tracks, sectors, platters, which are discussed earlier, form factor, read or write head, and lastly, revolution per minute. At this part, we'll discuss how hard disk works. Step 1 is the movement of the head actuator and the motor muna, which are controlled by the circuit board. Step 2 is spin or iikot muna yung motor habang running pa yung device or hindi pa naka-off yung power ng device. Next step, when the software requests disk access, inaalam na ng read or write heads ang current or new location ng ating data. Last step, ipaposisyon na ang read or write head arms over the location para ma-process na ang data. This will be worked by the head actuator. So, sa paggamit ng mga bagay-bagay, mayroon talaga at hindi maiiwasan na may mga kailangan tayong tandaan na posibleng mangyari dun sa thing na yun, or may mga dapat tayong tandaan para hindi natin gawin o gawin natin dapat. So, sa hard drive, of course, meron din. And ito, iyong mga yun. Next is dapat lagi kang may backup para sa data mo kasi need natin itong i-secure. Necessary ang reminder na to kasi may mga instances or circumstances na nangyayari na unexpected na kinakailangan natin ang backup. Makikita natin dito na may label tayong clearance. Yung clearance na yon nag-i-indicate ng distance between the platter and the read or write head of our hard disk. And yung distance na to, yung clearance, approximately, it is about 2 millionths of an inch. And take note, remember na kapag na-contaminate ng even a little contamination ang ating hard disk, ay maaari na itong maging unusable. It may cause render, and ibig sabihin nun, maaaring hindi na siya magamit. Next is the SSD. SSD stands for Solid State Drive. Isa siyang flash memory storage device na may sariling processor para makapag-manage ng storage niya. And in all fairness, madami siyang advantages. Let's read it here. Faster access times, faster transfer rates, quieter operation, more doable, and lighter weight. Meron pa, less power consumption, less heat generation, longer life, and lastly, defragmentation not required. So, ayan, kitang-kita natin na SSD is truly useful and based sa kanyang mga advantages, it is true. Let's move on to the external hard drive. Based on the word itself, external. Nasa labas siya and hindi siya kasama ng device. Nakahiwalay siya as we can see on the slides. Etong device na to, need natin siyang i-connect through a cable to a USB port or any port na applicable sa device mo. RAID. RAID stands for Redundant Array of Independent Disks. Pero ano nga ba to? Ano nga ba siya? Ito yung mga integrated hard drives, 2 or more integrated hard drives, and ibig sabihin nun, sila yung mga connected na hard drives para maging integrated silang lahat and connected. To continue our discussion, we'll have Miss Janine Nobleza.
Hi, I'm Janine and I will be continuing your lesson for storage devices. For our first topic, it is portable flash memory storage. Ang portable flash memory storage ay isang storage device na pwede mong maikabit at maitanggal sa isang device, tulad ng computers, cellphones, mobile devices, cameras, card readers and writers, and many others. Ilang mga example ay ang mga sumusunod: SDHC, SDXC, Mini SD, Micro SDHC, Micro SDXC, CF, XD Picture Card, Memory Stick Pro Duo, at M2. Ang iba't ibang computers at gadgets ay may sarili-sarili nilang pinagpapasukan ng memory card at itong mga devices ang halimbawa nun. On this slide, makikita nyo kung paano gumana ang isang SD card or Secure Digital Card. Isa rin itong removable memory card na makikita sa cellphones, video game consoles, cameras, at iba pa. First, kapag in-insert ang isang SD card, ang kanyang metallic conductors ay ang nagtatransfer ng data papunta sa device. Next, ang SD card ay may notch or buta sa gilid para hindi siya mahulog from the card slot na pinasukan niya. Ang isang SD card ay nakakastore ng iba't ibang media like photos and videos and other types of digital data information. Kapag hinihingi ito, nagtatransfer ito papunta sa metallic conductors at papunta sa device. Lastly, ang iba't ibang memory card ay may write protect switches kung saan pinipigilan niya ang isang user na aksidenteng ma-delete ang data. At ang itsura niya ay ito at ito. Our next example is our famous USB flash drive. Kinakonect siya sa isang USB port sa computer or sa mobile device. And here are some advantages of using a USB flash drive. Number 1, ito ay small and portable. Dahil maliit lang siya at lightweight, madali mo lang siya makukuha at matatanggal sa pocket mo. Madali mo lang din siya madadala kung saan-saan. At dahil nga maliit lang ito, ang downside niya is madali lang siya mawala kaya dapat ingatan natin to. Second, ito ay affordable and very cheap. Kapag tumingin ka sa online shops like Shopee, makikita mo na merong mga USB flash drives na below 100 lang. Although, its price varies depending sa storage capacity ng flash drive na yan. Next advantage is malaki ang storage capacity niya. Despite being small, some flash drives can actually store up to 1 terabyte of data. Ang problema lang dito ay kapag sinaksak mo siya sa isang device na may virus, maaaring makorrupt yung files mo, kaya it is recommended na mag-keep kayo ng backup. Ang next topic natin ay cloud storage. Ang cloud storage is an internet service that provides storage for mobile and computer users. To better understand cloud storage, ito ay parang USB flash drive or hard drive pero nasa internet. Some examples nito ay Google Drive, iCloud, Mega, Dropbox, at Microsoft OneDrive. Here are some advantages of using cloud storage. Number 1, you can actually access your data through multiple devices. Ginagawa ko to actually using Google Drive if I want to transfer an image from my phone to my laptop. Nilalagay ko actually siya sa Google Drive, i-upload ko to and i-open ko sa laptop para hindi masisira yung quality. Kasi sometimes, pag sinend mo siya sa Messenger, minsan nasisira yung quality. So, I really prefer using Google Drive. Number 2, you can store your data without taking up space locally. Kapag dito ka magsastore ng data, sa internet siya mapupunta kaya hindi maapektuhan yung storage capacity mo locally or sa hard drive mo. Lastly, it is low cost and sometimes free. Some cloud storages actually let you store your data for free, pero may limit. Kapag napuno na yung cloud storage mo, pwede ka magbayad. For example, pag napuno na yung iCloud mo or Google Drive, pwede ka magbayad for more space. O kaya gumawa na lang kayo ng bagong account. Pwede rin yun. Kapag may advantages, of course, may nating disadvantages. Kaya, ito, mga disadvantages of using cloud storage. Number 1, it requires internet access. Of course, sa internet siya nakastore, kaya you need internet access in order for you to view and store some data. Number 2, it is not totally secure. Everything that you put in the internet will be there forever. Kahit i-delete mo man yan, andyan pa rin yan. Hindi lahat ng cloud storages ay safe and secure at pwede ng ibang tao ma-hack at ma-open yung account mo and makikita nila ang personal data mo. Kaya I recommend not to put your personal data in your cloud storage and save them locally in your hard drive or your personal USB. Our next topic, optical discs. Some examples of optical discs are CDs, DVDs, and Blu-ray discs. Sa itong bilog na object na gawa sa either metal, plastic, or lacquer at nare-read and write siya using lasers. Sa figure na ito, makikita ang step-by-step process ng pag-read ng optical discs. Pero alamin muna natin ang parts niya. Ang color yellowish-orange na line ay yung disc, and under the disc may holes or tinatawag nating pit. Under niya may lens, prism, laser diode, at light-sensing diode. Para maintindihan nyo ng pagkasunod-sunod, isa-isahin natin. First, ang laser diode ay mag-shoot ng beam of light through the prism at lens papunta sa disc. Next, kapag tumama yung light na yun sa isang pit or butas, magsastay or magsascatter siya. Pero pag tumama yung light sa flat surface ng disc, magre-reflect ito pabalik sa lens at prism papuntang light-sensing diode. Kapag may light na napunta sa light-sensing diode, magsasend siya ng signal na 1 to the computer. If walang light, magsasend siya ng signal na 0. On this slide, sinasabi na ang data na inisa-store sa isang optical disc ay nilalagay through a track. Ang track na ito ay nagmumula sa center ng disk at nagsaspiral siya papunta sa edge. Ang track rin na ito ay evenly divided into sectors. Makikita nyo rito sa figure yung ibig kong sabihin. Let us now move on to the types of optical discs, and that starts sa compact disc or CD. CD-ROM. You can read the data but you can't write or erase from it. It is also called a single session or one-time use CD. CDR or CD recordable. It is a type of CD that you can write and read once but not erase. CDRW or CD rewritable disc. It is an erasable multi-session disc where you can read, write, and erase multiple times. Let us now move on to DVD or digital video disc or digital versatile disc. The difference between a CD and a DVD is that a DVD has higher storage capacity, and coming from its name, it's mostly used for videos and movies. The types of DVDs are very similar to the types of CDs. DVD-ROM, you can read but not erase and write. DVD-R, you can write once but not erase. And DVD-RW or DVD rewritable, you can read, write, and erase multiple times. Our next topic is called enterprise storage. Enterprise hardware allow large organizations or many people to modify and manage data using devices intended for heavy use. Redundant array of independent disks, or RAID for short, duplicates data in order for them to be more reliable. There are two ways that RAID duplicates data. The first one is called mirroring and the second is called stripping. In figure A, you will see an example of mirroring. Yung nasa right, kinokopy niya yung nasa left. While in figure B, you will see that they are copied by portions or sections. It is also possible for a RAID to use both mirroring and stripping techniques. Next naman, under the enterprise storage ay ang Network Attached Storage or NAS. NAS is a server that provides storage connected to a network with multiple devices. Dito sa slide na ito, makikita nyo ang example niya. Storage Area Network or SAN is almost the same as NAS, pero mas high-speed siya at mas maraming device ang binibigyan niya ng storage. Sa example na ito, makikita nyo na mas maraming device compared sa kanina. Tape is a storage device that is a piece of ribbon that is magnetically coated. An example of this is tape recorders and cassettes. A tape drive naman is ang nagre-read at write ng data ng tape. On this slide, you will see a tape library filled with tape cartridges. There's also a robot receiving a cartridge. Finally, we are down to our last topic, other types of storage. First is magnetic stripe card. Ang magnetic stripe card ay isang card na may stripe sa gilid that contains information. An example of this is credit cards. Kapag ni-swipe siya sa isang card reader, doon makikita ang information niya. Next naman ay smart card. It is a card with an integrated circuit embedded inside of it. Doon nakastore yung data niya. There are two types of smart cards, contact and contactless. Ang contact smart card, pinapasok mo pa siya sa card reader para makita yung data. While yung contactless, hindi mo na siya kailangan ipasok at i-hover mo lang or pe-place mo lang doon. Next is RFID or Radio Frequency Identification. It uses antennas and a memory chip that contains information. They are transmitted through radio waves, and when an RFID reads it, the data and information is transferred to a device or computer. An example nito is yung ID natin nung face-to-face. Itatap mo siya sa RFID reader at magsasend siya ng information to the school at ikokontak ang parents natin kung nakaalis na tayo or nakarating na tayo sa school. Finally, NFC or Near Field Communication. Almost same lang ang NFC at ang RFID. An NFC-enabled device contains an NFC chip. An NFC tag contains a chip and an antenna that stores data and information to be transmitted. Most NFC tags are self-adhesive at pwede mo siyang idikit kahit saan mo gusto. Sa example na to, makikita mo kung paano magbayad gamit ang NFC-enabled phone. That's it for our storage devices, and let us go back to Miss Alicia Odulio for the summary.
Hello! Ako ulit! So, to summarize and para na rin ma-recall nyo, ano ba yung mga pinag-aralan natin for this discussion? First, we have variety of storage options. Next, storage capacity and storage access time. Next, characteristics of hard disks, SSDs, external hard drives, and RAID.
Next is portable flash memory storage, advantages and various uses of cloud storage, characteristics of optical discs, enterprise storage options, magnetic stripe cards, smart cards, RFID tags, and NFC chips and tags.
So, dito na nagtatapos ang ating discussion.
Thank you and we hope you learned from us.
Bye!